Geelong have finished second, securing that home qualifying final. So they are set once again. We're not surprised. This is usually where Geelong finish, and they're set for another big September. But we will get to the Cats shortly. Jack, your former teammate, how do you feel watching him tear up a little bit post-game watching these scenes?
One of the great stories, Camden McIntosh. Very lucky not to play in all three premierships. A much-loved teammate of my era of the Richmond Tigers. He's a real glue guy of a football club. Just one of those guys that had a great opportunity. I can remember round one against Carlton. He was a Carlton supporter, stayed against Chris Judd and didn't know who Chris Judd was, so we knew he was an interesting character then. But he is turned into a person that will be in the folklore of the Richmond Football Club through what was a really successful era, much loved. And I'm sad to see him finish up, but obviously he's gone out with that famous headband on that he's made his this year, and I look forward to having a beer with Caps pretty soon.
Is the timing right? Could he go again next year? There's been a bit of talk about West Coast.
Yeah, look, I think he can go again, but also I think where Richmond are, especially,
it's the right call.
They're the sort of spots you have to sort of start to free up to give the guys a chance. They've got 7 first-rounders from last year. We've seen most of them this year. Smiley's the only one that we haven't seen. That's a role that he would play. So I reckon Adam Uzo will certainly be focusing on getting more games into those young players from last year's draft, and even 3 years ago. We saw Josh Gibcus back today after having a couple of years off with ACL and hamstring injuries.
Camden spoke well post-game too, didn't he? And I liked the understated "seers" at the end. Way to sign out.
Very Camden style, that. Yeah.
Let's head into the Geelong change rooms. Patrick Dangerfield has been good enough to join us once again. Danger, congratulations. How does it feel now knowing you have officially locked up top 2 finish and that home qualifying final?
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, Kath. It's been an interesting couple of weeks of footy. It's been quite extraordinary with the way that the finals has shaped over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So we've given ourselves a chance now. So it wasn't perfect today, but I thought we executed well in the first half.
How well placed are you, Patrick? You've played Sydney last week, knocked them off, but you played some lower teams. How do you feel like the build-up is to September? How primed are you?
We really made it about how we've sort of played, Jay. So, Sydney was a great test last week for us, and we understand where Richmond are at and other teams that we've played, but we can only control, how we play, how we execute, and we've been building on our game every week for probably the last 2 months. So we feel like we're in a good spot. We've got great health, which is really important this time of the season, and this is when the real stuff starts. So it feels like it's just getting to the starting blocks.
Fantastic game from you, Danger. Love seeing you lead out from full forward today. Jeremy Cameron back on the goal kickers list. I'm interested to know, was there a message maybe 2 weeks ago? There was a lot of ball going through Jeremy on the race to 100. Doesn't kick a goal last week against Sydney with only 3 sightings inside forward 50, but today 4 goals, 4. Has Scotty been focusing on that, just priming you for finals?
It's sort of just the flow of the game last week, to be honest, Jack. I saw the stats in terms of who we hit the most, and Shannon was playing a great game, and sometimes you can get a bit lost on the SCG. It's quite short, and it was really interesting going from the SCG to the MCG today. Just the difference from starting at half forward and how close you're not to like the centre circle. So it's a good reminder. We're not too Jeremy focused, but we understand he's a great player. We'd love the ball in his hands more often than not. But finals and big games and executing this time of the year, it is about an even spread, and we feel like we've got that pretty well, as great as he is.
Danger, congratulations on another amazing season as a football club. To finish top 2 again is remarkable. You're the envy of the rest of the competition, there's no doubt about that. What would you say is this team's strength? What's the reason you'd win the big one? What specifically?
I'll come back to you, Baz.
Oh, man.
He's a different unit, that bloke, isn't he?
It's the strength is putting up with really unique characters and letting them flourish.
What would you say in terms of the mechanics?
That's a bit of it, to be honest. It's our coaches are really focused on a strength-based approach. It's not what you can't do; it's what you can do, and that needs to sit and fill the formula that is our game style. But we want guys to play on the edge of what makes them good and great. I feel like we're a really well-balanced squad. We defend well, and we've scored really well this season. So we keep it pragmatic and we understand the things that are important. And Chris leads it more than anyone else in the building. He is unemotional in that sense of what the important things are to our game, and the wins and losses, and the fact that I don't think we ever get strung up in the losses, and we never get too carried away when we win games. And when you have that, you have sort of a balanced environment you come into every week, and you can have quite a succinct approach to what improvement is needed where, not an emotional roller coaster of we played poorly this week, get smashed, we've got to just focus on contested ball. It's never that simple.
Danger, if Bailey Smith wins the Brownlow medal, what sort of speech are we going to get on the night? I'm going to be captivated by it, I'm sure.
I don't know who's broadcasting, but they're going to have to be hot on the mute button at various stages. We're working on his. If there was a swear jar, we'd be going to Vegas this year, and that's the whole team. So we're working on that. But I mean, he's been a wonderful addition to our side. He plays on the edge. He's really competitive. But I feel like it's been a good marriage.
Certainly has.
Danger, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the top 2 finish.
Thanks, Kath. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Well, that man, he was speaking about Bailey Smith. He's BP premium performance. His stats today: 34 disposals, 7 clearances, nearly 600 metres gained.
How many votes? How many votes?
Well, you've got to get to 30 to win it, and I think today he ticks over another 3-voter and gets to 30. 34 disposals, 10 inside 50s, 10 score involvements. You talk about players that catch the eye. The headband's a giveaway, but the way this guy runs, the power in his game, he's hard to miss. So from an umpiring point of view, has he had the best year at Geelong? I don't know whether Holmes had a better year than him or Jeremy's had a better year than him, but the umpires will be attracted by this guy. He is a big chance of winning the Brownlow in a matter of 3 weeks' time.
Where have you got him finishing?
Well, I follow the experts on X, as we all do, and it's really a 3-horse race. They've got Dawson, Dacos and Smith.
Would be quite the story in his first season with Geelong. Before we tick off on this game and move over to the West for Saturday night football between West Coast and the Sydney Swans and incidents, Jay, I will get you to be the MRO here. Does Tom Stewart have anything to worry about? Jack and Kingy, your thoughts as well?
Oh, I need this slow-mo. I'd have to have. I think that's glancing, if anything. I'm not sure whether there's any contact there. I probably need to have a look at a few different frames. I think that's potentially all clear at this stage, but I'd have to see all angles. I think. Saw
Maurice Rioli walking around post game there, so you'd think that would be okay. I'm interested to see when the Geelong home final chat starts.
There's nothing in this.
There is nothing in that.
Nah, come on, guys. If we have to look at it 7 times to work out whether there isn't.
I don't think there's any impact there.
No, there's nothing there.
To your point, Jack.
Yep.
No, it'll be fine.